my friends? Yes, welcome to another Nintendo Nightcap video, bringing you as always all the latest Nintendo news. I've been away for a while, had some mad health issues, but I'm back with two pretty huge stories if you ask me. One of them is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Will it be coming over to the Switch 2? And will we be getting the Kingdom Come Deliverance Switch 2 edition? We're going to talk about that. Firstly though, could we be seeing the slow decline of the game key cards? Well, we don't know, but seemingly it seems as though Nintendo is going to be introducing new sized or different size cartridges for publishers to put their games on. As of today, all we know is that for some reason Nintendo only offers supposedly 64 gigabyte cartridges, but apparently there's news out there, which we're going to look at in a moment, is out there on X, that is saying that Nintendo seemingly might be providing 16 or 32 gigabyte cartridges, meaning smaller games can potentially be put on actual cartridges, depending on whether publishers still want to fork out the price of whatever those cartridges may cost. So where did this information come by? Well, it's on X via two different sources, which we're going to look at over here right now. The first comes via Does It Play, who says, heard big rumors for physical Switch 2 games. Sounds like new card sizes, 16 and 32 gigabytes, might finally be on the menu. Certainly not this year, and it remains to be seen how it will affect prices, margins, and the willingness from publishers to release games properly. But they weren't the only one, because Jordan Physical Paradise wrote this on X. He said, I've just had some interesting information. Apparently, Nintendo is now offering smaller cartridge sizes for Nintendo Switch 2. I don't know any more details other than that, but I think it's potentially great news for physicals on Switch 2. And then he later wrote an update saying, I've heard a second source also confirmed this to me. Now, this shouldn't be a surprise to any of us because we all know the controversy that is the game key cards. No one likes them. Everyone prefers physical. So will this help? Well, at the end of the day, it still depends on whether publishers will want to fork out the money for cartridges, even if they have the option of smaller cartridges with reduced price. At the end of the day, they might still just want to put them on a game key card and save costs. Depends how much they feel the pressure from fans. And then there's the other argument coming from some developers saying that it's not even the actual price of the cartridges that's the problem. In fact, we heard from Ubisoft when they released Star Wars Outlaws saying that the problem was the speed of the cartridges. And in fact, we heard from audio engineer at Ubisoft who said this about that subject. Engineer Rob Banton said, Snowdrop relies heavily on disc streaming for its open world environments, and we found the Switch 2 cards simply didn't give the performance we needed at the quality target we were going for. I don't recall the cost of cards ever entering the discussion, probably because it was moot. He continued, I think if we designed a game for Switch 2 from the ground up, it might have been different. Banton continued, as it was, we'd build a game around the SSDs of the initial target platforms, and then the Switch 2 came along a while later. In this case, I think our leadership made the right call. So there you go, friends. It might not only be coming down to the cost of the cartridges in terms at least of big games, in this case, big open world games, seemingly until they fix that issue, namely the speed of these cartridges, we might just be stuck with seeing at least these bigger games continue to be put on game key cards. But there you go, my friends. You guys let me know what you think this means. Are you excited for the prospect that maybe we'll start to see less game key cards and more physical games? Or do you think this new option from Nintendo to publishers is going to mean very little and publishers will continue to save money by releasing their games on game key cards? You guys let me know. But my friends, the next story of the day. Now, my friends, the main story of the day, one that I'm super excited about, but one that none of us should be surprised by anymore. But nonetheless, over on X, Nash Weedle is claiming that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will be coming over to the Switch 2, my friends. Yes, the current gen massive open world taxing game, critically acclaimed game, Nash Weedle says coming over to the Switch 2. We're going to look over on X to see exactly what he said about it, because he also claimed that Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 will be getting a Switch 2 update for free. Gratis, amigos. So let's have a look over on X to see exactly what he said. He starts off, as he always does, Leak Express. And then he says, Kingdom Come Deliverance will receive a Switch 2 update next. But he continues, friends, and he drops this bomb by saying Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will arrive further down the line. He says that he thinks it's actually going to arrive on the Switch 2 before the end of 2026. And he finishes by saying that he thinks mouse mode will be a priority for the developers on the game. So there you go, my friends. Another bomb by Nash Weedle over on X, claiming that we're going to get not just a Switch 2 update of Kingdom Come Deliverance for free, but also Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as well. Now, I actually posted a reply onto Nash Weedle's post because I had actually heard about Kingdom Come Deliverance Switch 2 edition, but I had not heard about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, so I'm super excited to learn about that. But I wasn't the only one to leave a reply because Necro Felipe of Universal Nintendo, the editor of Universal Nintendo, chimed in and said, I can independently back up this claim. So there you go, my friends. Lots of backup for Nash Weedle there over on X. So seemingly, not only can we look forward to Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 getting a free Switch 2 update, for I suppose for people who already own the game, but that we're going to be getting Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on the Switch 2. Now, as I said, this is not a surprise. We shouldn't even name these impossible ports anymore because these massive open world games, whether it's, I don't know, a Cyberpunk or Star Wars Outlaws or Assassin's Creed Shadows, these games are all coming out on Switch 2 looking and performing excellently. And so that whole notion that the Switch 2 has a really weak CPU, we all know it's the Achilles heels of the Switch 2, but it's seemingly not being a weak point in terms of getting these games running on the Switch 2. So these games keep coming, and you know, we're talking about the first 6 months, 9 months of the game's console. Imagine what developers will be able to do on the Switch 2 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line. Imagine what developers will be able to do on this console, making games on the ground up or from the ground up for the Switch 2. It's going to be insane to see. Now, also, where does this put us in terms of the possibilities of GTA 6 coming over? Is this just yet another step towards the realization of that happening? Is this further proof that these games can run well on the Switch 2? As I said, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a very taxing game, so we're going to have to see how that game looks and runs on the system, but I'm very hopeful. I'm not surprised by this news. I expect to get more games like this on the Switch 2. I expect to see Crimson Desert on the Switch 2 as well, and that's going to be very interesting to see how that runs. But there you go, my friends. That is the story of the day. You know, tell me what you think about it in the comments below. Are you excited by this news? Do you already own Kingdom Come Deliverance on the Switch 1 and now looking to get that free update? Have you played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? What do you think of the game? Are you excited about it coming over to the library for the Switch 2? Very excited here, my friends, but that is the story of the day. Those are the stories of the days. I will be back tomorrow, lungs willing, with more Nintendo news. I'll see you all then, my friends. Have an awesome night. See you soon. Bye.